It's Coleman Flaherty with White Collar Consult in Boston, and just wanted to talk briefly today about cooperation agreements, 5K1, having an opportunity to mitigate your sentence. And I want to talk particularly about a sentence that's happening right now as we speak in Boston. A gentleman named David Schottenstein is being sentenced for insider trading, securities fraud charge. And Schottenstein is a guy that had an opportunity to cooperate with the government. I believe he was probably approached first in the process and agreed to plead guilty and agreed to cooperate in exchange for the potential of getting what's called a 5K1 letter from the government and a recommendation of a lower sentence to the sentencing judge. So it's a golden opportunity. Some people choose to accept it, some people don't. In my case, I chose to accept that opportunity, and Schottenstein did, originally. And then somewhere in the process, it became too much for him, and he decided that he was going to end his cooperation. I actually read that a few weeks ago on Stockwatch, and my understanding is, I'm guessing that he probably breached the terms of his cooperation agreement. And I see today that the government is recommending 4 years in prison for Schottenstein. So he's scheduled to testify against two of his partners, Bort, Ryan Shapiro. The group sold over $1 million worth of stock on a couple different issues over the past couple of years. Schottenstein was the tipper on those, and just had a tremendous opportunity to mitigate his sentence and potentially get on with his life. And in my case, I had sentencing guidelines of 78 to 97 months. Went through the entire process that lasted over 4 years and was ultimately sentenced to 1 year of home confinement. So I feel like nobody knows the stress and the mental difficulties involved in that type of cooperation. Like myself, I endured it for over 4 years. It was a extremely stressful time in my life, but I was grateful for the opportunity to be presented to me. I feel like I don't understand what Schottenstein was going through. Didn't sound like that he had to be out there wearing wires and having meetings because his case was more in the public. It was more of just something of getting ready to go testify, in a trial, which I've done before, which is also a very trying experience, but it's something that you can certainly get through with the right type of coaching and the right type of help. So it's a shame. I'd be anxious to see what type of sentence that Schottenstein ultimately has. Again, the government is asking for 4 years. If you've been approached by the government, if they've come to see you, if you've been arrested, if you've received a target letter, if you've been indicted, if there's an opportunity to cooperate with the government, feel free to reach out to us. My company, we're experts in this area. I've experienced everything from having the FBI come to visit me at my office, to offering an opportunity to plead guilty, to a cooperation agreement, to participating in a proffer, and everything all the way through to the end of sentencing. So I feel like I'm very knowledgeable in this area. I was told that I had one of the largest departures from the sentencing guidelines in the history of the U.S. Attorney's Economics Crime Unit in Boston. So I feel like that myself and my group, we have a lot of knowledge on these matters, on what are some of the best steps to take to mitigate your sentence. So my details are in the bio. Feel free to reach out to me. I'm happy to answer any questions that you might have on these matters.